His name is Weldon Honeycutt. Tiger is his nickname. Blackjack call sign. You know, he's the true American dream is the way I think about it. He grew up in the Great Depression in North Carolina in the 1930s and grew up extremely poor, really searching for coal and a railroad track to give to his mom to heat up food on a stove. They had no electricity, dirt on the floors, and they had to decide of the 7 siblings who was going to eat that day, whatever day it was. Signed up for the Army at 16 years old by forging his mom's signature to get out of there and then pave a path for himself. So he went from growing up in the Great Depression to a general officer in the United States Army. So it was a big deal. He became an Eagle because of his contributions to Airpower in Army aviation, but then also his tactical proficiency as an infantryman throughout his time. So I was assigned to a unit, the 187th Infantry Regiment, the Rockassans, and the 101st Airborne Division. When I was assigned there, it was the 49th, 50th anniversaries of the Battle of Hamburger Hill. And every year those veterans come back to Fort Campbell and we host them for a reunion. We take them out to the shooting range, we do a big event for them, just really honor them for their sacrifices and really just pay credit to what they've done. They laid the legacy and the foundation for our unit and we wanted to pay it forward. So those 2 years I got to meet him in person. The first time I met him, it was at the casual dinner and he was in a corner and I saw this crowd of people around this, small older man. He's 5'6", he's a little guy, but he packs a heck of a punch. So I walk over there to this small crowd and I start listening to the stories, and these stories are mind-blowing. You've never heard anything like it in the service. It was just, I was blown away. Just by meeting him, meeting the veterans there, my whole thought of service in the Army changed after the day I met him. And for the next year, all I could think about was seeing these people again, these veterans from Vietnam, when they were going to come in the 50th. And we did. We planned a huge celebration, a welcome home ceremony. We did a whole lot of events for them, and then we took them back to Vietnam, a group of them. But I got to see General Honeycutt once again, and at this time he is just a legend to me. You can't really spend too much intimate time with him. You just know him as Blackjack, call sign Blackjack. You know of him as that. He was the commander. Every one of those veterans today look at him like he is the commander that he was then. And so, after leaving there, I knew I had unfinished business. I wanted to see him again. I wanted to have that intimate time where I could ask him questions and really hear his stories. And then when I got to Air Command and Staff College, they said, hey, we're doing Gathering of the Eagles, and you get to interview someone who contributed to Airpower. And I was like, I know just the guy. And he was in my mind the whole time. He is a gritty commander. He is a true infantryman. He is a warrior, a war fighter. And in this time right now, we're in a peacetime environment preparing for large-scale combat operations. In my opinion, he is the last living infantry commander that has faced 70% casualties in combat and led a formation through that time. And he did it, and they won. It was a significant victory. It was proof of the American soldiers' will, them taking Hamburger Hill. And he's lived through that, he's seen it, and I got to hear his stories, and I understand what it takes to lead in crisis just from hearing how he did it, And so, not only that, his standard of excellence. He made it clear that it takes a while to build culture. It takes time to set your culture. It takes zero time to set a high standard of performance. That's what he was all about. And I'm taking that with me when I go to my next assignment, is that standard of excellence from day one. You set the bar, people will find it.